doesn't look like something I recognize. It may be. It wasn't. Oh, look, there's an entrance.
Today we're going to explore Rangsdorf Airfield. It's a former airfield in Brandenburg district, where the airfield and buildings were built in 1935 to 36 initially as a water and land airport for civilian air sports, Reichsport Airport. And we all know what it meant in the interwar years. It was a way to train pilots without breaching the Treaty of Versailles. And thus, of course, a flight school was here, and Buchner Aircraft Construction Plant was here from 1939. It was officially used by the Luftwaffe for various tasks, including testing of experimental aircraft. And Buchner took part in the developing of Henschel HS-293, the glide bomb, and aircraft construction continued here until the end of the war. During the Second World War, the airfield was converted into an airbase where Air Force units were stationed. The Buchner plants, which had previously put their research and production into the service of the Air Force, developed and manufactured aircraft parts for the arms industry and special projects. Also, von Staufenberg took off here on July 20th, 1944 in an HE-111 when he left Rastenburg, where he planted a bomb by Hitler's chair, whereafter he returned here the same day. Many people thought he landed at the larger Tempelhof in Berlin. That is not correct. Also, many of the meetings of the conspirators were held here at the airport. On April 22, 1945, the Red Army took the airfield and the Buchner works without much of a fight. The German aircraft and aircraft parts were soon seized, and the factory's inventory and 3 entire hulls was dismantled and transported to the Soviet Union. I find that rather strange. Why would you transport a hull, a flight hull? They would be far easier and cheaper to construct from what you have in the Soviet Union, unless these were rather special. After 1945, the Soviet Air Force occupied the space with a helicopter squadron, amongst other things. Some we're not entirely clear on yet, given the bunker I'll show you towards the end. They also undertook maintenance of military helicopters, a repair shop for aircraft engines, as well as an aircraft repair plant was established here in the old buildings. But they left behind a huge mass of airframes and other military debris when they left in 1994.
The old airport at Rangsdorf. This is the airport where Staufenberg took off to Rastenburg with the bomb for Hitler after the war was taken over by the Russians. And they left it in '94, good and proper, and apparently no one has done anything nice to it since. But what's interesting about this place is it was one of the old test airfields established in 1935, and eventually the Air Force moved in, and eventually a company that worked on special aircraft projects moved in. Factory halls were built, and testing of technology as well as assembly of it was done here, which makes it interesting. At least worth a visit, even if there's not a whole lot of remnants of those times left. What this was. For the first many years there was a grass airfield, a round grass airfield out here. So this is one of the old hangars and control tower. I'm curious about this building. Let's have a look. Whoa! So easy for you to say. I'm kind of curious what there used to be here. Oh, there's a radiator hanging on the wall. Rather thick subfloor. Still doesn't tell me what this was. It's like nothing here tells me what this was.
Yes.
I am annoyed. With some electrical switches. And looks like it's marked for some round cylinder. I'm kind of curious what was in there. Except a fire recently. Fascinating space for one room. With a staircase. This must be a shitty room then. Alright, this is not what I was looking for. I thought this was going to be a technical building full of machinery. I thought it was. Given those huge things on the roof, I thought this was going to be. Walk on the steps on the here. But it did seem to be a little.
Oh, okay.
It did seem a little hollow, but it might just be me. Well, this is the first room we went. Oh.
Oh. I see.
Well, you know, we can fix this. Hammer, nail, a couple of duct tapes. What's this? Oh, this was these plastic tiles that melted.
Yeah. Looks like.
Wow.
Nice.
It's amazing how much, what is it, like 30 years?
Yeah.
30 years of decay, and
Yes.
it's just, wow. I wonder if this was a factory. No, this was a hangar. The
Yes,
factory
yes,
halls were
yeah.
somewhere else. Nice enough with the ventilations in place, and had a little crane to take out maybe an engine, do some basic repairs. Wonder if there's anything left of the inside the control tower.
I don't think so.
No.
But these trees.
Well, as we can tell you, it was a wooden roof. There was. Whatever. Well, hang on. Let's make sure that I get up before.
I think you
It should be all right.
closer to the wall.
Yeah.
What's that?
The floor that we shouldn't be walking on.
Ah, okay. Yeah. It's also wooden beneath. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's part of stone. At least this is a stone building with
Such a house.
well, I mean, a little
Yes.
paint, you know.
I could move here, yes.
Well, I'll help you carry in the furniture, but
There I should place, you know, big bath. Yes, and with such view. Perfect.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, that would be kind of, and the hanger's going to fall down because that's wood, but this is stone. So, you know, it'll fall down a week later. Could you grab my light? Whatever.
Priest.
Whatever.
Priest.
Well, is that DDR time tile? Do you recognize any of that? Well, the Russians were here
Yeah.
last. I actually feel the floor vibrating. I actually feel the floor giving in. This just seems like a bad idea.
But looks great. Really,
Oh yeah. Just remember the floor we're standing on is made the same as the floor we're looking at coming down from up there.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't stand in the same place. It's DDR time, isn't it? There must have been
Yes.
some sort of new
looks
plastic.
like that.
I'm just going to try to see how fast I can go through the floor going this way. I am exploring this place with a Polish explorer who has been around some of the world's craziest, most insane and dangerous places on her own. And you remember, there's always a hole. Well, did they drop the safe from up top, or just wow? I mean, it is visually interesting.
Yeah.
You kind of forget that. Where are my special projects?
The
Yeah, that
styles
lamp.
are typical.
And that lamp
for,
too.
For Russians.
Yeah. That's an interesting little hole. Well, that's for communication papers. This is like usually what you see in command centers. These are the flimsiest plastic. I'm intrigued by this. Yep, I think this is a that time switch.
What's there?
Swear to God, when I was a kid, in one of the kitchens we had tile like that, but ours were tile. That's plastic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Oh. Well, actually, you know, there's a pretty substantial subfloor. Well, there was. I don't think. But this is only flimsy plastic. Those things. I'm not sure what they were made of.
But this room I like. Really, it's perfect. For me, it's perfect.
You know what? I'm pretty sure it's probably for sale. Oh, this staircase is solid. Famous last words.
But in general, I always walk as
On the-
close
yeah.
to the wall, yes, so it's much safer.
Well, these are metal, and metal never breaks.
Yeah.
Metal, that's solid stuff. especially,
First, okay?
especially when it's wet and damp. And now we're outside.
Oh. So maybe what there is some kind of terrace.
Okay, now the stairs look wooden, but as we clearly seen around here, the wood is in great shape. Wow. Oh, this is. Knew there was a stone somewhere. Oh, I feel perfectly safe now. Tell you what, you can have the room down there, then I will take this one for my cigar lounge. This is just cool. I'm gonna have to have been some equipment protruding here. This is just interesting to see how decayed this is, which is you sort of forget why this was built. You know, they started with the sports, civilian flying units. I wonder if they had gliders out here. What a hell of a view. See some of those mountains over there. The Soviets were here. They probably built bomb shelters, bunkers. Probably over there, those little mounds would be one. There's a couple of things protruding into the nature around here. But everything behind us is now residential. I was curious where the production halls and factories were. Crossing. Because of course, so much have been. So there's another hall over there. And past that, well, past that is just civilian housing. I'm going to say this may sound strange, but this roof is in better shape than the other one. So if you just join the program now, it will make you wonder what the other one looks like. So in 1944, they would have stood up here and watched Staufenberg take off to Rastenburg to place a bomb on Hitler's desk. And these rounds here were made by the Soviets, who had helicopter squadrons out here. So they're recent. You said the airfield was round?
Yeah.
For navigation?
Because of winds. Yes, there was something wind.
This is just the staircase from hell. It's all
Yeah,
vertical.
it's really, really steep, yes.
This is not one you want to come down in any kind of hurry. Well, you would. So this is the staircase we saw from above. The other. Hangar. The other hangar is divided up in two sections. There's a wall. That's probably why some of the roof is still there. It's held up by that wall between them. I wonder why. Oh, Russian writing on the doors. Not going to find a whole lot from the time of the war here, except the buildings. Ground floor. I can't believe how damaged this building is. Somehow doing this on a sort of a rainy day is the right
Yes.
weather for this.
Yeah.
If this was nice, beautiful sunshine, it'd just feel wrong somehow. Well, here's your glass.
Now I know that I made one mistake before coming here.
You brought the wrong
So
shoes.
when I was going to Moscow, I learned a little bit Russian alphabet, yes, and I should have remembered it.
Interesting. So there's a dividing wall there. That's not in the other one. Oh, they used this as a gym, I guess. Yeah. They put down wooden boards.
Basketball.
See something that might be interesting. See a door. See something that looks like well, there's an underground something. So everyone who knows me knows where I'm going. It's not very big. Not a lot to it. I say that now, but I could have been lying. No. That is it. Oh, there's another room, just smaller. Nobody care to explain that. Oh, bats. Never mind, bats live here. They do put them up everywhere, which is kind of weird. Apparently bat is the new national bird of Germany.
Yeah.
I guess they figured out the eagle didn't work out. Alright. So chimney? Power room, maybe?
The administration and manufacturing structures of the Buchner aircraft construction were built in 1935 in the eastern part of the airfield area. Buchner had great successes developing and building trainer aircrafts and also manufactured under license Focke-Wulf FE-44, DFS 230, and components for the Focke-Wulf 190, Junkers Ju-87, and the Henschel HS-293 glide bomb. During the war, forced labor was used here by the Buchner Works. Up to some 500 prisoners from the Soviet Union lived in a nearby prison camp, and there were also forced laborers from France and Italy. Some of the remaining buildings were the originals. There are 3 huge halls left, which Buchner used to develop, manufacture, and test their aircraft. The largest of them, the main hall, was from 1935, had a 2-aisle reinforced concrete skeleton constructed with flat glazed saddle roofs and low adjoining rooms in the east and west. Further south is the final assembly hall of 1938, which turns its front with wooden barred roller doors and a delicate glazed gable made of steel truss to the airfield. Immediately to the east lies the so-called Special Buildings, which was built in 1939 to 1940 for military secret projects. The Russians used that as well, which makes it a little hard to discern what once was, but it is an interesting building. It has a lot of electronics and electricity going to it. This hall also had a cantiventilated steel skeleton construction with a side facade in brick. The centerpiece of the former Reichsport Airport is almost circular airfield. The reason for this form was that the aircraft used here to orient towards the wind, the direction when they took off and landing. There was no paved tarmacs, only one level grass ground, which was once regularly mowed, and now is largely wild, concealing an untold amount of interesting things. Only the Soviet Air Force later developed the circular helipads which connected these with concrete slabs in the north of the airfield from 1960.
Power room, maybe? Is that a door?
Yeah, I think that's the lady. There is something.
Alright.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that looks sort of like a post-war edition, doesn't it? Well, something technical stood in here.
Some kind of fans.
Is there, can you see on one of the ventilators, can you see who made these?
There is some maybe that one.
Oh, I can't see any writing on that. Doesn't look like something I recognize. Doesn't look like something I recognize. It may be, it's probably post-war. It looks like the ventilators in the hangars too. I was just kind of curious if they kept the old German ones. Although German industry supplied the East Germans as well, so you know. There's a rooster out here indicating there's a chicken laying my breakfast. Look at the roof. Doesn't that look like the roof we saw at the thing? That building, that white building that had come down? Made of these like cement, prefab cement bits that was laying all over the ground. I keep thinking that, okay, there's no out here. Interesting, I suppose. Well, there used to be a door there. So maybe a stretch on my part. Well, no. That's a straight line of bricks. There used to be a door there. Bathroom lamp? No, wait. Wait, here's these small little rooms with the small little windows. I'm guessing this was to hand out information, notes, what have you. Yeah, the shutters are still here. Kitchen, you'd call it a dumbwaiter, wouldn't you? Oh, there's a lot of cables in this. Interesting. Well, this is bathroom. Ceiling coming down. What a surprise. Oh. Oh. Technical vents. Generator, ventilation pump. Don't recognize. technical room. You have some piece of machinery sitting in here, a generator, ventilation, compressor, whatever they were doing in here. This was a technical building last time it was in use, but it doesn't mean a lot of ventilation. It could have, because the ceiling is so high, it could have been a hangar during the war, but then the Russians turned it into whatever production or whatever they were doing with it. Maybe. It just seemed that because the cement roofs were so high up and the walls are not connected in there, maybe the Russians built all this inside it for whatever they want to do with it. But it looks like it's very much of a technical building. This could have been a production hall. With the ventilation, this could have been a production hall. Yeah. But this entry looks Russian to me. It does, doesn't it? I love those little community. I guess they hand notes to each other. Well, this is it. There's not a lot else in here, except a whole lot of books, and writing, and manifest, Russian. Yeah, Russian. A lot of handwritten notes. Yeah, I guess you should have brushed up on your Russian. That's really locked. I actually get it, because there's something beautiful about decay.
Yes.
Somehow, except when it happens in the house you're living in. But let's not go there. We did not go in there. All right, so this a little more.
But the same holidays. Several years ago I was in Vietnam, and there is, I don't know, 3,000 kilometers of coastline. So at the sea I was maybe several hours, and the rest of the time I spent in bunkers, the militarized zone, Hamburger Hill.
Well, that's my kind of vacation.
Whole month.
I always said, what's a good vacation unless you're in a place where somebody died violently? I wonder if there was a furnace or something in here. Yeah. Boilers, maybe? Last time I went on a vacation, for tourist vacation, was in '98. I took my mom to the Canary Islands. That was my last actual normal vacation.
So for normal vacation I go with that, yeah. But I also do some sightseeing, abandoned places.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because your dad is into this as well.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm about to walk down this staircase, so I was like, I got nothing on the will to live here. You may have small feet, but just do it sideways. Wow. So this is actually kind of weird. So these were, again, generators, compressors, some sort of equipment would have been sitting in here. And this was definitely a building built during the war, because this is so purpose-built. This is not a rebuild by the Soviets. Interesting. Oh, this is a funnel, isn't it? Probably.
There are some pipes.
I keep thinking there's a chimney there as well. I think there's heat, energy, air, something was produced in there that was then transported around into probably the production building of whatever. Oh, here you get writing. Lots of writing. More technical. So whatever was happening in here during the war, looks like the Russians continued that, whatever that is or was. Yeah, this is a Soviet era color with the glass windows. So these little, I think the Russians built these buildings inside. Because you got the windows, the Russian windows, the colors. I think they built this inside the big building that the Germans built. Just throwing it out there. This is a lot of technical stuff for an airport. Watch out. Watch your moves. Famous last words. Well, it's downstairs, a broken staircase. It's damp and wet and miserable. So obviously, I have to go down here. Not really more technical mounts again. On the ground. Alright, hope for more. Hope for tunnels, but can't get what I want every time. Hard to not say this was a production building or... This is the one that looked like a factory inside. But I hadn't actually, from the other side, there's a whole hangar.
Yeah.
I had not actually, I don't know what I thought. I thought I was going to see a small pond with goldfish and little old lady selling coffee or something. I don't know what I thought. It's a bit windy here now. Huh. Okay, I don't know exactly why I'm surprised that there's a hangar at an airport, but we were in there and that all looked like factory industrial weirdness. When you're on the other side of this building, I thought that was the same thing. This is why the ceilings survived here. This is the stone slabs. This is like the same as you'd see in the sarin factory. This is what that kind of ceiling would look like. So that's why it's still here. Except when it comes down, it's going to come down a lot heavier. So let's walk under it and be happy. Ah, this is cool.
I believe in my luck, you know.
Last time you said that, we almost got arrested.
But we weren't, so.
Next, we almost won't get shot.
I think we won't because I have just stickers, plasters.
So, after the war, the Russians kept helicopter squadrons here. I'm guessing this and the other main hangars where they would be parked. Well, this is a bathroom, not exactly, oh, the radiators. I must have a thing for radiators I can't explain. And then there's a children's shoe, and you kind of wonder, how did that get here?
Yeah.
And did the kid jump back on one shoe?
That one for sure.
Fitting, I guess. Nice, happy Russian colors. I guess it's alright. It's DDR. I mean, so, but still, I always get in trouble when I refer to anybody wrong in that. And the office. I was kind of expecting that we were going to be able to go through to the other side. I don't know why, I just have a thing for radiators. I grew up, the house I grew up in had, so had these big heavy metal radiators. And I always kind of loved that idea. I also had double pane windows, so they would always steam up when it was cold outside and you turned on the radiators.
Yes, I used to have such windows at my flat. Long time ago.
So this was the office. Lots of broken glass around here, to a stupid degree. I found the other roller skate. Now we just need to find the kit. I hope we don't find the kit. Small auxiliary offices for the... I don't know if this is where the helicopters were, or okay, or it was both of the buildings. Bosch has a filter on. It doesn't tell us anything that the filter is made by Bosch, because they were doing stuff during the Second World War too. Big time, actually. Well, they all were. I have no idea what it is from. But it's not from a helicopter, I'll tell you that. I guess these could be for sale, could be fixed. I wonder if that was just a work ditch. It's not like you would need to roll a plane or a helicopter in over a ditch to work on it. That I know of. So where did it all come from? It didn't fall off the roof. Interesting.
I think it's something like a dumping ground here or something.
I think everything is pretty much just... I mean, oh, this is a work table with the vise. Well, what's left of the vise anyway. So, yeah, it's the weirdest thing about when the Russians left. They just left a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I can say I know it was DDR time and it was DDR army and all that, but the Russians are still the ones. They were still here and they still left a lot of crap dumped in the forests.
But for me, it's weird that they left so many things, because my grandma taught me that when they came to Poland, they took everything from houses, yes, even windows.
Oh, yeah, but well, different times. The Russian army.
But still, yes, I think that there was always poor. There were always poor people, and I think, yes, but they always have something like this, that they take. Yes, for example. Okay. Yes. I love such places when you can see this perspective, yes? It's very symmetrical, yes? So
And it makes it. Oh, see what we got. Well, this is a metal door. This is a. Well, not armored, but. Well, okay, I guess we're not coming in this way. The roof seemed to have misplaced itself.
yeah.
Oh, this is kind of neat. There isn't in here. I'm wrong though. There isn't in here. So plastic on the walls in a small room behind an armored door. That could also just mean this was electrical room. It's a little hard to see what's on the floor. They're running hot water through here, so there's an element of keeping this room warm. Oh. And there's the little hatch for maybe orders. This could be an office. Could be lovely. So, I thought the rule about stairs is you always get the fat one like me to go up first. Well, it's nice that the weather changed. Oh, this feels perfectly secure and sturdy. Side, because there's a tree growing through the stairs. How vegan of you.
It's so picturesque here.
I know. What a cool door. What a pair of cool doors. Well, it's nice that it stopped raining. It would be fun to see what a picture could be found of here with this hangar full of either World War II planes or even Russian planes. This would be a great place to, I don't know what this would be, office or what it was, but what an amazing place to sit here and watch everything going on in your hangar. I kind of hope that this is where the commander would be having his office, because you sit there and you can see who's doing what, not doing something.
I guess not doing more.
A loudspeaker system. You, behind the helicopter, you're sleeping. You're fired. Oh wait, Siberia, sorry. I guess you don't get fired.
This time is really interesting. For example, I saw the same in Vietnam, that there is work everywhere. For example, you can find people who just open the door the whole day, yes.
Really?
Yes, yes. Everyone has a job there.
Amazing, you can come to Los Angeles and you could find it looks like nobody has a job there. They all sit in the coffee shops all day. I don't understand how we consider, how I can constantly find traffic in the streets. No one ever seems to be working. Everyone always seems to be in the gym. Or... Well, it's not helpful that the sign is upside down. Thank God I can flip this. I mean, there's just so many people not doing anything. The gym is always full, the coffee shop's always full. It's like, don't you people ever have to go to work?
Maybe they are tourists or not?
No.
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 Okay, so they are always the same people?
Yep.
Yeah? Ah, okay. Maybe you have really good social card.
Yeah, that must be it. Yes, yes. But it's funny, in Europe, you go to a gym in the middle of the day, there's not really anybody there. They're all at work.
Yes.
So all these green things are radiators. things. You all know how I feel about radiators. Little dividing doors for the units. Oh, the floor I'm walking on looks pretty cracked here. Oh, well. Oh, the toilet seat, that's not connected to the toilet. That's not scary. The steel girders and the beams. I mean, this is not going anywhere for a while. It is not according to code.
I might reason that this is the building that was used for special projects. And also it seems to have an infrastructure already laid for more electricity and more technology running to it than just a regular hangar for maintenance. However, it's hard to see since the Russians reworked it for their own purposes, but it would seem that there was an infrastructure in the skeleton that was useful for what they needed it for.
I think. So this is kind of, there's a lot more. Oh, here's an open door. I know you'd rather crawl through small, dirty, broken glass, but you know, I'm just saying. We could also go.
I prefer other entrances, but.
Oh, wow. This is like a greenhouse in here.
Oh, yeah. It's so beautiful here.
The shopping cart I can do without.
I love this light.
Right?
Light, you know.
I know, I'm saying right.
Okay.
There's moss everywhere, it's just weird. Oh, I was like, yay, there's a seat from an aircraft, and it's not. There's a door over there. Am I getting your way? She's a photographer, travels all over the world, taking pictures of places I'm not even sure I'd want to go to. I'm a little impressed, but we gotta try not to get in each other's shots. Don't know what that is. When you start looking at this airport, where a lot of history took place and some special projects were somehow created, it looks like there's only the first couple of buildings left. And then past trees through the nature, here's the next one and the next one. Lots of factories were built here. They actually produced the aircraft during the war. And there was some experimental stuff going on that's equally interesting. Huh. extinguisher. I don't know what we have here. A ceiling that's falling down, but come on, we have that everywhere. And the ceiling has fallen down. There's these bricks don't even look like they hold together by mortar anymore. They look like they were put together very flimsy. Actually, this is a weird construction. If you look at the way this wall was put together, almost look like it's a patch. Almost seems like this building's been modified in some way. Yes, one room without roof and one room with almost without roof. But look if you go inside and you look at the brick walls, it's a really strange way they put them together. It looks like they just kind of slapped the bricks together, stuck them in sort of whatever angle they could. This is the other side of that wall. I guess they kept farm animals in here. This was stables. Obviously there was rails leading to and through the airport, which leads me to believe that those little stair buildings, stone buildings down there that the Russians probably kept pigs in, were possibly part of the loading system for the airport. Since there was a factory here, of course there was rail leading to it, so they could bring materials in to build the planes and whatever else they were doing. And I can hear there's one of the chickens have escaped World War II, and it's still here. Survived the Cold War, he did. He was here from the beginning. Huh. Cool. Actually the rail splitter, so you can shift tracks and shift whatever you have coming in to a different location. This is bigger than I thought. I only thought there was a couple of buildings left.
Just 3 buildings.
Yeah. Well, we have the wall right there that's probably the outside now. I don't want to say that was the outside then. So, oh, okay. So here they split on, you could imagine there possibly been a crane sitting on that, possibly. And then you have them splitting around that building, so that must have been the receiving station. So the rail may actually have come from the other side. I mean, I would imagine this is a place that there's a lot of photos from the war. There probably has been a lot of photos from at least the very end of the Cold War. of this place, so there'll be something to sort of piece it all together. You know, before the graffiti.
It's not a nice story with the Staufenberg from here, yes. So.
You say Staufenberg and Hitler, you always get points.
Yeah.
I mean, that always. You say Hitler, it always works. Oh, I see the nice blue Russian color in there.
Yes.
Ooh, here's the thing.
Ooh.
I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't know.
It is where you sandblast stuff.
Uh-huh.
You look through the window and you have your gloves on, and you blow sand in, and then collects the. If you sandblast paint off stuff.
Oh, and there is like a lot. It's so great.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, and these colors.
I know. Post-Russia colors are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, that's. I'm assuming Russia.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And there's a little oven for heat.
All of the stuff.
I'm actually surprised it's still here, because this is something that, if it had been kept in repair, could still have been used. We still use these today to clean up motorcycle parts for rust and paint. It's strange you actually put a sandblast station like that right between the rail lines. I thought there was going to be a rail receiving building. All right. It's funny, you can't see rail lines and not think about World War I, World War II, even the Franco-Prussian. Rails held such a big part of warfare, logistics, transportation. There's a thing up there. Can't quite see what that is. The hell is that? What is that thing? It doesn't look like a water tower.
Yeah. And this tube there.
I mean, it's not a water tower. It could be. Oh.
But I'm so happy that we came back here. Yeah.
With that.
There door also.
The other side. Furnace, maybe? Huh. It's just a. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that like a. I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, I'm thinking silo. Maybe they put coal or something in there. I'm a little lost on. Oh, so this is where the rails would go, the trains would go out of the complex. At least the Russian time. Oh, hey buddy. I'm being followed by a bumblebee. If this was for trucks, they would be locked in. I would have thought. Yeah, this is... If it was for vehicles, you would think there would be some sort of support for them. Guys with me? Well, it's not going to get us very far. Another one of the support buildings. I'm safe because. Huh. Ooh. I mean, visually, it's absolutely staggering how interesting this is. But here's the hangars. Ooh. All built a little different. Now, besides the technical tunnels here, I see what looks like mounts on the ground. So this could have been machine room, generator room, power, electricity, steam, heat, whatever. I hate to be the guessing one. That's usually not what you guys keep me around for, but this is really hard to guess what this is, or was. But, okay, mother. You know, this is just amazing. So, this was a pretty significant installation, including after the war. Now, some of these buildings were production for aircraft, and some of them were, of course, just hangars, and of course, repair shops for hangars for planes. Here is a sliding door that once slid. Yeah, this is a sliding door. So that would have been closed off. This is really something. Here's a tile 4. Tile 4 is not exactly what I had expected to see in anything aircraft related. Just the little things with writing gives us some idea. Well, not much really. These were the Russians were doing. This is a well-lit room, even before the ceiling caved in. What have we there? Okay. Well, somebody had an exhibition in here of something. What? I wonder what's this? Well, I guess I need to take a photo of all of these. Oh, here are the photos of something that looks absolutely irrelevant. But Look like technical plans. This section I'm standing on, it looks really new. Really good shape. Almost paint looks new and painted. This is a very big hangar. These were very big hangars. Technical floor. I would assume that the floor is not 5 or 6 layers of brick everywhere. I am just guessing that it's just the enclosure of the technical tunnel. I know, this is something else. Yeah, I mean, it looks visually so great. The graffiti doesn't even bother me in here. I mean, it bothers me a little bit. Well, that doesn't, that's not good, right? Is it not? So some of this was at least rebuilt by the Russians. If it wasn't built by the Russians, the insides were rebuilt with this insulation. So that makes sense. Ooh, okay. Huh. It's only a little rusted through. Okay, but we're not going in. Yeah, how about that?
So beautiful.
How unproductive to have a wooden floor here. To show people where I'm going. Ew, wet. Well, I'm figuring maybe a crappy floor that's collapsing, but I'm in the bottom floor. Oh, we can go through to the other one. This is cool. And you can all imagine what all of this was, at least for the Cold War. It was a busy military airport with all the facilities and utilities needed. Only the bones were from the Second World War. Some were for airplanes, and some were for production. And then there's the special projects. And apparently this was all, I mean, this was
Some posts from Airfield, like this. This light is amazing. repairs.
It's just interesting that they would have something that literally looks like a repair. But yeah, why would there be a car repair ditch in the middle of the damn airport? Okay, there's a bunch of engines in there. So if you need a new engine for your Muscovite, I actually don't know. I have no idea what that's for. But yeah, this does look like a vehicle repair trench. Yeah. Why is it in the airport though? Wait a minute, this almost looks like, well, that could have been welding for exhaust or something. Because that's weld right next to the oil tank. Whatever that is. I don't know what this is either. Huh. Have those red, look at those red, have the ventilation, or why are those two connected to that oil drum? Anybody on that? Anybody else? This is weird. It must be. I mean, I would say ventilation, but they're drawing into the oil drum.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That can't have been a factory system. I think you would say administration office. I would almost think. Also.
But with these bars, you think that? What are these bars for?
It's not. Well, I mean, there were probably prisoners working here too. It could have been the camp.
Yeah.
They're restoring it, but. And then this big technical thing. There's a lot more technical buildings in this airport than I had expected. Maybe the special project stories are worth looking into.
And then, of course, there is one very interesting bunker that the Russians left behind here, with very little clue or information as to what it was or was for. So there's only one thing to do: investigate.
And then you see the barbed wire used to shield this particular area. Seal cement. And I see a very artificially looking hill. I'm just saying. This looks like munitions shelter, nuclear weapon storage. I've seen those before in Poland, even though officially the Russians said they weren't there. I don't think they commented on it, but they were. So I was in them, as you all know. Speaking of getting in them, I want to see an opening or I'll be extremely upset. This is a nuclear weapons shelter. It's the emergency exit entrance. There's one more on the other side. And I know that sometimes you can son of a donkey. Yeah, but they've been trying to get in here. Well, no, it's thick enough, these two thick doors. That's different. I have no idea what this is. Well, I know it's a bunch of electric. Well, it's not exactly certain that that electric was born here. There's a possibility it wasn't. Oh, look, there's an entrance. It's not until it could have just been put here, tossed here, thrown here. I have no idea. But like I said, there's an entrance, which is pretty much all I care about at this stage. Well, all these holes in the wall sort of tells me that cables could have run in here. I mean, it could have been a secure generator room or something. Okay, the big metal thing outside was always there. This is new. All I can think of is this has been a secure power plant the Russians built into a bunker. No. I mean, this is Russian built.
So we can start a party.
I would be very surprised if somebody had not already partied in here. This is the entrance, or the. Ooh, look at this. This is the, so the shell is separated from the inside. So extra safety feature, almost like in a submarine. And a lot of cables. I'm guessing the cables came from here. Maybe here was a power station. Because if the cables came from somewhere else and went here, that would just be really interesting. So offices. Pretty DDR time colors. This doesn't look very old. This doesn't look 30 years old. Yeah. Does it? Oh, sorry. Well, it is Russian, so it is. But it's not like it's going to rust in here. This is a control panel, I think. For something. Okay. And they left their clothes when they left. They just left. Or somebody put. No, I'm gonna go with. They just left.
Yes.
I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm just gonna go. Wow, just like they left it.
Yeah.
And as long as no one asks any more questions, we're good. Well, I did say it was a little big for little Southern Hill. There's a ladder we sometimes meet. Wow. So that's the outer wall. Well, maybe it's the outer wall. Hey, they have bathrooms. Well, a pool. Good old-fashioned toilet. Oh, newspapers. Oh. Brezhnev died. Something like this I would absolutely buy. Because it is not going anywhere, it's super safe. And there's the ventilation. At least, well, that was ventilation. And there's another staircase down? No. There's an amazing amount of electricity that runs in and out of this thing. At least it might be a little easier to piece together what the Russians did here, considering many of the people who served here are probably still alive, as opposed to the World War II mysteries. There's another duct. Actually, there's cables running through here too. Yeah, still full of cables. Yeah, same thing. Didn't I tell you that spoon was just... What the hell is that? What the hell is that? US Navy? Oh, dude. I like this up. Take a picture of this.
This mouse here.
This is a dead mouse. Okay.
Yes.
Can we focus on the cute drawing? Is that Reagan? This is just a hall full of tragedy. There's more newspapers.
These papers are really huge, yes?
They are actually pretty big.
So now I know why they use them as wallpapers.
Well, from what I understand, most of them weren't really worth reading. Storage shelves. These actually kind of... We could use these in the bike shop. They're good. We could use these in the bike shop, but I'm not bringing them home. That's the ventilation, I'm assuming.
This looks like something rather new.
This is wall insulation, what's it called? Ceiling insulation. You would put these up against, there's probably a fake ceiling. Probably was a fake ceiling. Yeah, there was. There's a fake ceiling. And then they put these, because these are insulation for sound. They'll muffle the sound, and if you sit in a room like this and you're talking, they'll make it. It gets really annoying. You'll see them in a lot of office buildings, kindergartens, in Scandinavia. You know, I've seen them there. The schools have them. But we still haven't seen everything downstairs. Oh. I don't think this is a munition storage, though. I don't think this is not for weapons. This is probably a secure command center. Okay, so here's the round steel door. Do you remember those?
Yes,
yeah.
in that.
You've seen. Why do I have? You know, you've been around. This is the most
Oh,
discriminating.
but here are some, take a look.
I know. Like, here's the most discriminating thing I can say is I'm not used to girls I talk to know anything about this. What the? What is that? That's interesting. What is that? Oops. Electrical diagram, I'm guessing. There's a lot of electrical in here. I'm guessing this is the diagram for how what works, and this looks like a switchboard. Remember, this is what, you know, manual for where things are. Yeah, just, isn't it? I have a question. We only turned one corner of this bunker.
Yeah.
Where's the big heavy steel gates pointing that way? We found the steel gates there, so where are they at then? I'm just saying, something's missing. Does this mean we'll just continue? Aha! Holy, you didn't go all the way, did you? And there it is. You have to be here somewhere. So what's all this? That's not regular blast doors, they're just flat. And then there's that thing. This is a technical room. There's the ducts in the floors. Lots of technical. I'm also imagining you'd use a lot of electricity to open and close the doors. Because they should hell much push-pull. Yeah, here's the ventilation. And probably the emergency exit. Very cool. The emergency exit. What's the emergency exit? What is this? This is in behind. Tricky. I think this is just filter room. Who made these? Well.
Can you see something?
No. Not even with extra glasses. I was curious who made this. If this was made in Germany or made in Russia. Yes, well, so maybe with the enlargement on the computer. Ventilation, yay. Well, glad we cleared that up. ausgezeichnet. Alright, back in the
Yeah,
world.
but I wouldn't have thought that we would find something like that.
All these cables, yeah. This is your way of saying we need to go up on top and over.
Yeah.
But what are all these cables doing here? The whole point of having a bunker is your secure infrastructure is supposed to be inside it, not laying out about. Didn't anybody learn from the mistakes of the Bismarck? Anybody else in our kidney faculty knows what I'm talking about. I'll send you a cookie. I know there's more. I know there's more of you out there. I don't see you. Why all this electric? I mean, if they just used it to transport electricity from, you know, a power plant behind us, just happened to run over the bunker, fine. But they run into the bunker, which makes no sense. But
It is fascinating to see how these old buildings still stand here, in between nature growing into them. Most of them are still very solid, and it makes us wonder what special projects were constructed in these, and what the Soviets found here that they transported back to Russia. I understand why they would liberate machinery, but why hangars? One would really think it would be easy to just build new ones given the materials these are constructed of. Unless, of course, the hangars that was removed here were of a very special kind.
Behind me is Vanna von Braun's first test stand. Down the road is Deepness nuclear reactor. Over there is the Maginot Line and all its amazing forts. I'm visiting them all and I'm bringing them to you. So I really appreciate you like, follow, and share what I'm doing, trying to document all these important historical locations. And if you feel like you want to watch more pictures or documents that I use for these, go to lostbattlefields.com. And if you feel like helping me out with my travels, because gasoline and travel and airfare is expensive, my PayPal is there, protectionserviceint.com. You are more than welcome, but you don't have to. I appreciate all your support and all your help, and I love seeing these locations, and I love bringing them to you.